Okay. I've been around a few, I think about 20 or so minutes earlier, and I was listening to Elijah Haruna, a friend. I haven't seen him in quite a while.
Okay.
And so let me just take the opportunity to congratulate him for his appointment.
Okay.
It's quiet. I think I learned about it about a month or so ago.
Okay. They said it's been 4 months.
Yes, about a month or so ago when I learned that he's in that office. So it's good to hear the ideas he has to advance the fund.
Okay.
I think that is a critical fund. I myself am a Zongo person, so
really?
I appreciate what they're doing, and I hope that he builds on what he inherited and make it even a bigger fund that can achieve more.
Break that down. When you say you are a Zongo person,
yes.
Where? Which Zongo?
Nima. Nima Gota, yes.
As in, you were raised there. What happened?
I grew up there.
You grew
largely, yes. So we have my grand uncle has a place there, so that's home for me as well. Yeah.
You spent some time there.
Quite a significant amount of time. Yeah.
Did you ever live in the Volta region?
Yes, I was born in Nsawam, grew up in Upper West, in Accra.
In Nsawam, straight to Upper West?
Yes.
Back to Accra?
Back to Accra, and then grew up partly in Volta and then in Nima. So I'm a Zongo person, I say. And I was just talking there about how is it that the story of Nima is a story of life, because there you find it's a melting pot. Literally, you have every category of persons in Nima across the strata of society. The high and mighty are there, the very low level society participants are there. And there you see life in its true essence. There is sharing, there is support, there is togetherness, it's a real community. And the icing on the cake is its strategic location. You can go to Nima any day, any time in the day. Yes. It's the best place to be. It's fun.
The best place to be?
It's fun, I'll tell you that.
I see.
Yeah. If you get into it, you love it. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes I sit and I relish my days there, and it's just a true place to be. Yeah, there's no fakery in it. It's just human beings are there.
No fakery?
No fakery, yes. It's a place where you experience humanity. You don't see differences between, if you allow me, we'll talk about Nima, but you don't see differences between Christians who are there, Muslims who are there. No. The Christians who are there, we celebrate Salah just as much. We probably eat more than the Muslims. And when I was there, I was attending Pentecost, and our assembly was Ebenezer Assembly. It's right in the heart of Nima. And alongside us is a mosque. We'll go to church, they will go to the mosque, and it's fun. Yes.
Well, once again, it's nice to see you, and a happy New Year to you. The very first thing you get to do this year is the Delegates Conference.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Prepared? Is the MPP prepared for the Delegates Conference?
What do you think? I think we are prepared.
You think?
Yes, because there cannot be anything short of being prepared. We are prepared. The Saturday by 2 p.m., the polls will close.
By 2 p.m.?
By 2 p.m., yes. We'll start at 7 and then we'll close at 2 p.m. Yeah. So
why 2? Because polls usually close.
Yeah, 5, much later. Yeah. So I mean, within that space of time, all the delegates will have voted. We're voting in all 276 constituencies across the country, plus one station, police station at the party headquarters. So voting is going to be done very quickly. By that time, I suppose in some constituencies, voting will close long before the 2 p.m.
So every constituency will have a polling station.
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly at the district capitals. Yeah.
What's the largest number you have in terms of delegates in one constituency?
I can check the number and tell you,
Okay.
but I think anything around 1,000 and a little over 1,000. And then you see, and also to the question of how we're closing or why we're closing at 2, each polling station has multiple voting centers.
Okay.
So to be able to expedite the movement of people. So the numbers probably hovering between 1,000 and a little over 1,000. Yeah.
Okay. And you're sure by 2 o'clock?
Absolutely.
Everybody would have had opportunity to vote.
Certainly.
And everybody will have voted.
Certainly. And then, as it applies to all electoral commission elections, if you are there before 2, you will be allowed to vote. So definitely nobody will be disenfranchised by the time.
Yeah. What is the total of delegates polled now?
I know there is going to be some updates, but the current number is about 211,000.
211,000?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. You said there will be some update, which means more.
Yes. So the committee may be doing some updates because there are some conversations that happened at National Executive Committee relative to the TESCON album, and then there's likely to be a supplementary album that is being worked at, and all the candidates are being engaged. Their representatives are being engaged to do that because there was some dispute about some individuals. That's in the neighborhood of 59 people who the Presidential Election Committee maintained that any appointments of TESCON leaders after July 19th will not be eligible to vote.
Okay.
But then the
July 19,
July 19,
2025.
because that's when they commenced, the election process commenced.
Okay.
So the thinking is that such people were appointed after the fact, and their concern is that perhaps there may be some other considerations that went into that, and the committee doesn't want to be drawn into any such dispute, and given how sensitive matters are, but then engagement is being allowed and given a chance. So I think about 59 persons trapped in that conversation. So once all the stakeholders dusted up, that supplementary list will be added to the album. So give or take 11,000 and a little more, 211,000 and a little more, yes.
And you're hoping that you do all this by 2 o'clock. At what time do you intend to perhaps
start?
Be sure that you have the declarations and everything ready.
Yeah, so I mean, it has to do. That's for the declaration. There's no time on that. Okay. By the close of the poll, exactly, it's at 2. And as I said, if you're there before the 2, you will not be turned away. You would vote. Okay. And so I am confident. I mean, I'm trying to think in my head what happened in 2023. I think that we were within time. Okay. Yes, we were within time.
Are all candidates happy with the preparations thus far, the processes? What are the candidates telling you?
Well, I mean, you would hear if there was any if there was any dissatisfaction. Okay. But like, be it as it may, these processes that we have gone through before. And elections vigilance is the key, and I'm sure that all the aspirants and their reps are being very vigilant. And in fact, we need to commend the election committee and the party. They've been very inclusive in their approach, deliberately involving the candidates and their representatives. So to that extent, I'd say that there cannot be any reservation. Of course, people can argue for things to be done in a particular way, a bit more strictly or a bit more openly, a bit more fairly. But that is just the nature of things to do with people. But apart from that, the consultation has been great and very welcome. And I think to that extent that everybody should have comfort in what has been done so far.
Are you in the committee managing the elections?
I might know, but I'm a member of yes, I'm a member of NEC, and because of my role, part of the committee by default.
Okay,
but I'm not a drafted member of the committee.
So far, is NEC happy with the work they're doing?
Absolutely, and I'm, when we signed the pact on Thursday, there was also following that a NEC meeting that we had, which allowed for the committee chair, the former MP for Bekwai, Honorable Jose Wusu, to brief the NEC about what the committee has done so far and give us update. And that's where the conversation I'm actually giving you to do with the possible supplementary sorry, I keep saying budget. Maybe we make us talk about budget today. Supplementary album, or more or less attachments to the album, electoral album, will be done. So yes, NEC is largely on board with what the committee has done so far.
I see. Now, let's talk about the Peace Pact. Why? You are party members from the same party. You've been through this process many times without having to sit down and sign a Peace Pact. Why sign a Peace Pact for this particular primaries?
Yes, we are countrymen, we are schoolmates, we are church brothers and sisters in this country. We are mosque fellows or brothers from the same mosque, from the same community, but we sign Peace Pact when we go to elect. So it just simply tells you that Peace Pacts are a good thing. They are useful, and they become part of our electoral framework. And so it's a good step to put that in place, and I think I think that the New Patriotic Party made a good choice to sign a Peace Pact. The NDC should copy that, because hell is going to break loose when they start their effort. I can tell you that. Make sure you invite me so we can have that conversation, because when you do that, and the value of what we have done is to actually put everybody on notice that going into this, what is significant is the party, not your ambition, not your person, and not your hurts, not your emotions. It's the party. That's fundamental. Once all of us get that understanding, the rest of the work will just be procedural. It will just be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we all must fall in line and do what we have to do within the bigger umbrella of the New Patriotic Party. That's the essence of the pact.
That's what you are. What are you asking them to commit to doing or not to doing during the process?
Well, about 7 things or 6 things, but fundamentally 3 things cut across all the 6. And talking about members or the campaigns, in this case, the 5, Honorable Kennedy Ohene Japan, Dr. Brian Champon, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baobia, Dr. Yao Se Duchum, and former General Secretary Komnaje Japan. All 5 of them are, by the pact, having been signed, have affirmed that the processes for the management and eventually the delivery of the election has been free and fair. And I've told you bits and pieces of it where their representatives have been fully engaged in the process. They themselves, as candidates, where necessary, are brought in to sign off on things that the committee is going to do and agree or disagree. And so the process has been managed collectively. So signing the pact is they are affirming that the processes have been free and fair, and that they have comfort in what has been done. And 2, by signing the pact, they are committing to accepting the results of that free and fair process that they have affirmed. And 3rd, they are also, by signing the pact, committing to support the eventual winner. It could be Dr. Brian Chapo, it could be Honorable Kennedy Ohine Japan, Dr. Yawose Duchu, Engineer J. Japan, or Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Okay.
Whoever emerges the winner, the other four, by signing the pact, have committed to supporting and ensuring that the main fight, which is to contend and unseat the NDC, that fight will be a collective fight. They would have a skin in the game.
We realized at some point during the signing that there was a delay when it came to Honorable Kennedy Japan.
Yeah.
What was that about?
So it was brought to my attention. I think the secretary to the committee came to speak with Honorable Jose Wusu at the podium, and I heard what it was, but I think that he wanted clarification to do with an aspect of it. I think that's to do with the process. Okay. So he wanted a clarification. Which clarification was provided, so he went ahead and signed.
He signed?
Yes, he did sign, yeah.
He subsequently said, basically what you're asking him to do, what he had a problem with, was that he should sign away to, I think, the acceptance of the results, no matter how he felt about it. And he feels that will not be fair. That was why you raised the questions you raised.
Yeah, I mean, but then what is fair? Fair is what all of us agree to be fair. I mean, so we cannot, when we're all born, nobody gave us any assurance of what we're going to become, but we accepted to be here. You understand? So when you wake up in the morning and you step out there, you don't know what you're going to get, but there are basic facts around you, and then your own understanding of what you're going to do to be careful and to try to provide for yourself and to go through the day. Those give you assurances, but those are just assurances to the extent that nothing else out of left field will come in and disrupt what you have planned for the day. So I think that ultimately he signed because he's understood that the committee and the party is serious and committed to ensuring that at the end of the day, what we want is to create a platform where every delegate will come and have their franchise exercise one person after another. And what happens then is that it's just going to be counted and put together. There cannot be anything other than that happening on the 31st. And so I think that he came to that point where he felt that, yes, certainly there cannot be anything other than just the counting of people's votes. And we have been very clear, and you heard the IGP on the day who was clear and said that the police will be fully in charge. Before him, the General Secretary was clear in stating that anybody who feels that they are strong and powerful want to mess up, the police should deal with them. So there's not going to be any ifs or buts about anybody feeling that they have protection under anybody's umbrella. The party has fully ceded that space to the police, and the police will deal with people as according to law. And so there cannot be anything other than fairness, as has been occasioned from beginning till now, materializing on the 31st.
If you say they should accept the results, are you suggesting per chance that if somebody has a problem with the results, there's no process of them challenging it? Legally and fairly.
Yeah, so there's a process. I mean, and I think it's part of the pact that where there are any disputes, it will be addressed, or they accept by affirming and signing the pact, those disputes will be addressed consistent with the party's internal measures. And so that avenue exists, yes, absolutely.
But there are those who have the opinion, and you talk about the peace pact that we sign ahead of the general elections. Those who have always held the opinion that where there is justice, peace is usually guaranteed. That where there is justice, there's fairness. That the fact that you've had to put this peace pact together suggests that, or is an admission of the fact that the process you've run thus far may not be just and fair. And people have concerns with it. You fear those concerns may spill over. So you are getting them to commit to not acting outside the law. Do you admit that? That peace pact is an admission that there are big concerns with the process you've run thus far?
No. I mean, peace peace pact, its essence is moral. Okay, that appeals to your conscience and your integrity. That once you have signed on to it, you abide by the terms of it.
Okay.
It doesn't limit your rights to maybe reach out for any redress where there are flagrant abuses of what is supposed to be the norm. And so in itself, it's not anything that stops people. But it is, again, morally convicting to say that I want to accept the result of an election. And in all good conscience, I have observed that, look, the election, there hasn't been anything crazy that has happened, to use that word, that everything went according to how it was supposed to go. So I am obliged to accept the results. But where something deliberately has gone wrong, you won't be the person out of the crowd to say it alone. People will see it. So then you'll have moral support to advance any recourse that you have. You understand? But on balance, what you would see is that with a pact in place, when things have gone according to design, and you show up later on to say that I won't accept it because it is me and I've lost, and so I won't accept it, you find that morally you won't have standing. So yes, it is a good measure effort that is put in place, that in spite of all the things that we're doing to ensure that the election is peaceful, we are also putting in place this peace mechanism, not only to ensure that the election is peaceful and that people accept the result, but to ensure that the post-election environment is cohesive. It is one that elicits support, particularly the affirmation that I will support whoever wins. Okay, if that person is not me, I will support that person. It has a forward-looking impact on the party's agenda. So it is a good measure effort, and I think that just as we do it as a nation, it's a good effort that MPP has put in place, and I think that other political parties should emulate it. It has everything positive. You can decide to, speculate the possible negatives, but I think that the positives far outweigh any material negative that we can speculate.
But I'm sure you have you are the one who have altered some of the statements that have been issued thus far about the acrimonious nature of the campaign, the kind of language that have been used, the things that have said. You've issued one statement after another. I think you refer some people to the disciplinary committee. Everybody listening outside will say that this is not going well. That's not good for the party. Do you agree? You even you've had cause to write those statements. Are these things good for your party?
Well, you can reduce all of these things to the person, to your person, to my person.
Okay.
The home you and I left this morning before meeting here is a family one. We're supposed to be a close-knit people. If you have a wife, you have children, you have parents. It's not perfect, is it? It's not. So human beings, we're not perfect. And the family being the unit of society, if it's not perfect, then you can't expect society to be perfect. The New Patriotic Party is not perfect because it's a human institution coming from all walks of life. And we're grouping together, believing in our values that we can make Ghana better. And so that call, okay, is what we're keeping our eye on. What is our galvanizing idea? As for our individual differences, our egos, the lack of egos and personality differences, that comes to play in society. And so that is not the focus. And that's why we're taking these measures to ensure that whilst people will be different, people will expect things differently, people approach the same situation differently, we have a certain mechanism to ensure that there is a convergence of behavior that is acceptable for the forward movement of the party. So for me, the matters in the campaign, people have raised matters and all of those, that is just how people behave. Okay, that's just how people behave. That's how come we're not perfect. But at the end of the day, as a party, we have our eye on the ball, which is to say, and you heard Akufo-Addo very clear to say that there is no one person's ambition that's bigger than the party. And I made that point to you at the outset. The party is the reason for our coming together. Okay, anchored on our values. And so everyone is supposed to bear that in mind. But where people deviate and say things they're not supposed to say, it is only in the spirit of pursuing their personal interest, sometimes momentarily forgetting the larger party picture. And so that's the unfortunate comments that you hear people make it at the point in time being consumed by personal ambition. Okay, which is not a bad thing, but that personal ambition must be measured. It must be in alignment with the party ambition. And sometimes when people drift off, you can point it out and say, look, fall in line. That happens in our families. It happens in
Have you been able to do that?
in our
Get
relationships.
People to fall back in line.
Well, that's how come you saw that on Thursday, all five came to sign the peace pact, because they understand that they must be in alignment with the party's ambition, not their ambition.
Because you raise issues, for example. First, what's the status of the disciplinary process that was started against your Bono regional chairman?
I can't give you updates to that right now.
The campaign is ongoing. You haven't made an example of anybody.
Right. No,
so what's the status of it?
But it doesn't have to be tied to the campaign, because long after the campaign, there's life. In fact, the pact that was signed is supposed to be enforced till after the 2028 elections. And so matters to do with disciplinary actions, it's a due process hearing, right? And so when you are referred to disciplinary committee, it's not an arbitrary situation where we go, you are here, you've been referred, so you are sanctioned. No, they give you a hearing. It's a process. Could be today, span 3, 4, 1 week before the committee will make its recommendations. So I can tell you that referral is in effect. The committee is sitting on it. If I get back and I talk to the committee and get any feedback, I can give you. But I can tell you that the committee is working on it.
Has he appeared before the committee, as far as you know?
I can't tell you that, but I can find out for you.
Because some of the comments he made publicly suggest that he doesn't even regard the committee.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's your Bono regional chairman. Somebody who's supposed to be an example of holding people to strict accountability when it comes to ensuring discipline with your party. You expect him to do that in the Bono region.
The party is bigger than any one individual. I have seen people who have huffed and puffed, but when a moment comes when they are seized within a certain space, they begin to apologize, they begin to correct. But until then, let me just pause it here to say the committee is doing its work. And when, in the fullness of time, when the committee fully appreciates and moves forward with a decision, we'll see what things would be or how things will pan out at that point. But I want to make the point again, and just re-echoing President Akufo-Addo to say that it's a verity that the party is bigger than any one ambition, any one person's ambition.
But
nobody
the party
is bigger.
Prove that, because the party doesn't prove that it is bigger than anybody else's ambitions. Nobody will take the party seriously. People will try to ride roughshod over the party.
You can't. You can do it for a moment, but not forever. The time would come where you would realize that the party is indeed bigger. I can tell you that many people, and I tell you that even implicit in President Akufo-Addo's statement the last time, is an admission that but for the party, he wouldn't have risen to where he's risen to. You understand? It is the party that is the platform. So you cannot be bigger than the platform that is giving you the occasion to be who you are. And if anybody is doing that, it's foolhardy for anybody to think that. It's just a matter of time. You just allow time and they'll see the full size that they have. Because really, you cannot. Yeah. So for a moment, people prevail and say all manner of things. I'm just saying that when, in the fullness of time, you realize that it's a foolhardy venture to go on. And the best thing you should do is probably just align. Alignment is good not because it serves the party's interest, it serves your own interest. And that's what life is in society. You cannot outgrow the society that you are part of. You can only grow only to the extent the society is growing. You understand? So that basic wisdom should guide our conduct. And I think that time will deal with all these matters.
There are those who also suggest that you've been selective in what to respond to. If it is said about any other candidate, you don't even respond in any way. But immediately the name of Dr. Bawumia comes up, you issue a statement warning people against. Do you admit that?
No, give me an example. I don't know what it is.
No, but you have been issuing the statements.
And yeah, I'm just saying that.
I'm asking on the occasions when you've had to issue the statement, what is it meditated those occasions?
So in the absence of a particular notice that you're speaking about, I think that the party issues, communiques when there's a need for it, not necessarily tied to anybody's feelings or the lack of it.
You communicate when there is a need for it.
Yes, when there's a need for it.
So nothing happens
when a certain conduct has implication for the party talks about it.
Because there are those who have done a tracking of it and said most of the times when you've issued these statements, because somebody has said something about Dr. Bawumia that you don't like.
That's unfortunate if that's the perception, but that will not be the operating understanding of the party. But it's unfortunate that people observe that trend. Maybe they are, sometimes you see what you're looking for. You understand? When you train your eyes to find something, it will find that. But I'm just saying to put on record that the party doesn't operate with that understanding that we are operating to advance the interest of any one person. No, not at all.
Well, if you just join us, we have Richard Ahiagba'S in studios. He is Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party. So far, we focus on the New Patriotic Party, their efforts towards their Congress this Saturday, 31st January. They'll be going to Congress to elect a new flag bearer. I have a last break to take. Let me take that. When I come back, we'll conclude with Mr. Richard Ahiagba'S on their primaries.
Water is life, so let's protect it.
Keep it clean from source to cup. Protect our water, drink it up. Safe for all you and me. For a healthy community.
Let us be vigilant right from the source. Drinking contaminated water can give us diseases like cholera, typhoid, and diarrhea, and can even kill us. Let's ensure containers are well cleaned with lids before sending them to the pipe stand to fetch the water. At home, let's make sure water storage containers are well cleaned with covers and are placed in a very clean and serene environment. Let's wash our hands with soap and water and the cups before fetching for use. Boiling and treating water makes it more cleaner and safer for drinking. Galamsey destroys our water bodies and gives us diseases like skin cancer and kidney diseases. So let's stop Galamsey now to make water less expensive for you. We at Community Water and Sanitation Agency cares a lot about your water, so let it matter to you and protect it. You can visit any of our branches in your community for more information. This announcement is brought to you by the Ministry of Works, Housing and Resources, Community Water and Sanitation Agency, and supported by UNICEF. Thank you.
Our repa, why ne benya? Our repa, more don so. Our repa so muye. Our repa jumedie fufra ya de bro. Ewo Radio Gold 90.5 FM.
Unima wari, edien kra ni awari. Den ena tro kronkro na se Bible no. Echire ana eka edefa wari. Oba ni bema bi atena emfinhia bebre. Awomma nanso obia enim na busuafo. Eno ne awari no ana.
Enye obia ne nya kwanya ekọ ne sofo ana ne sofo maame enim ekoka na wari sem ede kire no. Na dwumadie wei ɛbɛma wakwanya ama watwerɛ krata anaasɛ wato yɛn nkra ama deɛ wokom ɛwɔ awareɛ anaasɛ efie asetena mu no wode abrɛ yɛn yɛwɔ mpanimfoɔ akuku dam a ɔma adwene mu abɔ be na ɔmoba dwumadie so a ɔhaw bi a wode bɛbrɛ yɛ wɔ ha no yɛbɛyi ano de ama wo
Awarepa program yi hyɛ ne nso yɛde brɛ wo kwasie da wei ne kwasie da biara nɔnso sharp ne atena ase
Shia Mrs. Grace Adumako Etuahene Ana Mama Grace ene na pamfo.
Awarepa
Wine ne benya
Awarepa
modern so
Awarepa
So muye.
Yeah, this is Muta Baruch and you're tuned to Radio Gold.
Prime Eye
Run the track! Run the track! Run the track! Run the track! Well, it is a weeping and a mourning and a gnashing of teeth in the dance hall, and who don't think they run but them come when them it come to my sound, it is the champion sound.
Yeah, well, this is Kimano Marley speaking to you all the way from Kingston, Jamaica, 56 Oak Road, and right now you're listening to Prime Eye on Radio Gold.
Reggae Reasons, live on Radio Gold, 90.5 FM, Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
Like about our station?
It's everything.
I like everything. I love Radio Gold 90.5.
Well, if you just join us, this is still the Good Morning Conversation Line on Radio Gold 90.5 FM. Our guest in studio is Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party, Richard Ahiagba'S, joining us ahead of their presidential primaries. Once again, welcome.
Thank you, Sena.
I'm tempted to ask you whether you're a member of the virtual or the fake one.
Well, yeah, that's a matter for another day.
It's a
matter for another day. Yes, I'm a member of the New Patriotic Party. There's one New Patriotic Party. That is the only one we have. We don't know about any virtual.
Any other virtual?
We have a diaspora and external branches, but that's about it. Yeah.
Because Professor from Pomboatin subsequently said that he was referring to those of you in the executive that you are the ones who are fake.
Yeah.
What you did the last time was amounted to basically twisting somebody's arm behind them,
which was
which was the 2024 primaries.
Yeah.
That's exactly that was what was done. He does not recognize you as executives of the party, as proper executives of the New Patriotic Party. He has come to know.
Yeah. That's unfortunate what he said. It cannot be true. And I'm sure in his own heart of hearts he knows what he's saying doesn't hold water. You can't say that. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, honestly. Respectfully, it doesn't. But you see, subsequent conversations, and I don't want to go too much into from Pomboatin, very respected individual, a proud member.
Was that why you were worried? Because of who he was?
No.
His
but
pedigree.
Again, the party is supreme. The party is supreme. Nobody, like our country, Ghana, nobody can be more important than this country. Not even the president.
But based on...
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying not even the president can be more important than the state Ghana.
But there are people whose comments can be more damaging to the
not
party
at all.
Than others.
No. The collective is supreme. And that wisdom is tested, is proven, is self-evident. There cannot be any contradicting that. No one person. And that's why even in our local, sayings, adage, or wisdom, it says that if you hold a broom together, okay, not a stick or broom, just a broom. If you hold it together, you can't break it, right? Tells you that it doesn't matter the height you attain. If you veer off out of the pack, out of the collective, you can be broken. But the collective is strength. And so any one person, I told you earlier, that you can only grow to the extent the society you are part of grows. But you cannot outgrow the society that you belong to.
No, yes,
you understand?
6 hours
the
after he said what he said, your
Because it's an egregious comment to make.
A statement.
It's an egregious comment, a very unfortunate comment to make, because it's not true. It cannot be true. But here's the truth. Perhaps when he's making the point that he's referring to the current executive of the party, you can make that point without necessarily saying the NPP is fake. Okay. You can criticize the executives that are in place. That's a legitimate claim to have. But then if you are doing so, if as a member of the party, then you are out of line, because our processes provides for internal mechanisms to ventilate those concerns. You have internal environment to do that. You can exhaust that. If you exhaust that and you still don't have a means, then you have the courts to go to if you want to legitimize your claim. You can do that. But to go out there and ventilate the way he did is contrary to our constitution. Because as a member of the party, there's a burden I carry to ensure that my public utterances, my actions and inactions do not at any time bring the party's name into disrepute. And what he did clearly brought the party's name into disrepute. And so that is sanctionable.
Is that the use of the word fake? Because there are those who say
no, beyond
you're
that,
placing a literal interpretation on
but
that.
I don't know who else. I mean, what is the spiritual interpretation of fake?
Because if I say, Mr.
What is anything?
You are anything other than what I expected you to be. It doesn't mean that you are necessarily.
But if you stop there, let's not go too much into that. But if you don't stop there, I mean, you're just using a term of act, that fake, you're using a term of act. But then if you go to say that there is a virtual, there's a virtual party, then you are not just using fake as a term of act. You are pointing to something. Okay. You understand? But I'm saying that the basis where Prof can make that comment, if he's saying that he's criticizing the current executive, he has room to do that. You do that internally, okay? Because what's the point of that criticism? To drive correction, to ensure that things are done in a certain way that benefits the party. But if you're just going out there to say it, to ridicule the party, what's the value, right? The value clearly is just that you want to bring the party's name into disrepute, and our constitution speaks against it. And before the constitution, there's no bigger or smaller person. It doesn't matter your attainment. And so you must adhere to the party constitution, which you yourself have accepted to be part of. But unfortunate thing that is manifesting after he's got to give several interviews to say that he didn't vote in 2024. Sena, so now, if you want to use the word fake, who would you apply it to? A person who is a member or claimed to be a member of the NPP, has been a minister on a ticket of NPP, gone out there on December 7th, 2024, who the party was counting on to go out there and vote because we're in a battle with the NDC, comes to tell you that he didn't go to vote. Now sitting on radio pointing to some party that he says is fake. Now he didn't vote for the party.
Is that not
consistent with what hold on, I'm coming. So in terms of membership, membership of a party that you say you belong to, who is fake?
But are you
mandated
to vote as a member of the party? Where I disagree with where the party is going, what the choice the party has.
No, what you are
to vote. But that's a way of protest.
It's a fundamental membership responsibility. If you go to our constitution, yes, our aims and objectives. Okay, the aims and objective of the New Patriotic Party is to capture political power and to govern this country according to the values we uphold. And so if you're a member of that party, your contribution to attaining that objective is to vote. How can you be a member of a party that is looking to win power and you're not voting? So when we are talking about somebody who is fake, perhaps, Prof must look at it again, that he's been a fake member of the NPP, because you cannot be a member of a party who have benefited from that party platform as a minister, and then you say to us, nobody forced it out of him, that you say that you haven't voted. If this were NDC, you would have been a fake NDC member. If this was CPP, you would have been a fake CPP member. The idea is that we are a party seeking to capture political power. It requires all of us to work and to vote to attain that. But we didn't have his vote. And so what legitimacy does he have after you have deserted the party to come and call somebody fake? When those people are the ones who put in their sweat and who voted. Because I did. And I know all the executives, national constituency police station, I know they voted. So those people are holding the party up. And you is calling them fake. You are the one who didn't vote for the party. So at the end of the day, if you look at it, who is fake?
I see.
Who is fake?
Are you moving ahead with the
there is this psychological thing where people project themselves onto people. So the thing he is what is projected.
Will you still expel him?
Well, that to expel him is a party process. Sorry, a constitutional process.
But you issued a statement saying that your statement clearly tells all of us that your intention is to expel him.
Because what he has done is subject to that, but it is not an arbitrary situation. So there's the issuance of the letter by the General Secretary does not summarily remove him from the party. No.
So he's still a member of your party?
Well, to the extent he thinks he is, because that's what we knew. Okay, but now he's telling me that he's not voting for me. That is also one point the disciplinary committee must look at.
Have you checked whether he's a paid-up member?
Well, that is also an incidental matter that will be looked at. But for me, critical in this conversation is the fact that he didn't vote. Okay, he made that confession. But as a member, you ought to support the party. Part of that support is to vote. And he didn't vote. Okay, so that the whole process, I think we should make it clear that the letter the General Secretary issued, it is not a fiat. It is not resulting.
But he said in that letter that he could have expelled him himself.
No.
In that particular statement.
No. The processes, I don't think the letter said that. The processes in our party, if there is any concern such as that, it is subject to disciplinary committee's report. Which report, Sena, if it is about Prof, it's about whoever, it's about me, I am able to appeal that report before National Council if I feel that the recommendation of the committee is unacceptable to me. I can appeal. So, but then there cannot be a way where one person will just get up and then fire anybody or expel anybody from the party. And the General Secretary's statement did not indicate that. It did not indicate that.
But I just wanted you to respond to one particular thing, because there are those who have looked at your processes and said, why is the NPP doing this to itself? You just came out of a party.
Election.
Badly bruised. The election badly bruised. In fact, you were even struggling for a quarter of parliament. A third of parliament. And that alone speaks to a much more weakened NPP from what you took into the 2024 elections. You haven't allowed the party to reflect properly, to reorganize, and you've put yourself back into an acrimonious election mode. So much so that Dr. Brani Tampo is running on the message that he anticipates that after this election, some people will be irreconcilable. So he seems like the middleman who can put everybody back together. Why have you decided to do this to the party?
You know, the idea of doing the presidential elections first, the Flagbearer elections first, is a novelty. I don't think any political party has done that. We're doing that. It's a new territory. We're charting a new course. To the extent that it works will depend on our collective effort and how we can manage the matters. It doesn't mean that if you don't do it the old way, then you are wrong. There's always a time in history where we chart a new course, and I think this is it. I am convinced in my mind that if we work together as members of the New Patriotic Party, we can get this to work. Our reconciliation and our matters to do with rebuilding and shaping the party, making it ready for the fight in 2028 would continue or would probably take up full steam if we complete this presidential primaries. Then we'll have an arrowhead, we have a galvanizing point, and it will give us the platform to be able to reconcile all the matters that need reconciliation and the people that need reconciliation. There cannot be any verity. Of course, it's perceptual, but it cannot be a fact that there's such situation as an irreconcilable situation. We have to work together. That's if we realize that the party is bigger than any one of us. But except where people think that they are bigger than the party, then that's where you cannot be reconciled. But you see, when it gets to that point, you'll be standing alone. You'll be standing alone. None of us can win, okay, if we stand alone. We can only win if we stand together. So anybody who is tricked in their mind to think that, oh, as for me, I can make it happen. I can stop the NPP or whatever the political party is. They're being tricked in their own mind to believe, to overestimate their importance and relevance. There is no one person in a society, forget about political party, in any society, even in your small family, you, the father, if the family thinks that what you're doing doesn't work, your children, disassociating from your direction, you can't govern your own house, let alone a political party. So no one person. Doesn't matter your attainment, your influence, and all of that. So it is better for all of us to fall in line. That's why it's a society. That's why it's a democracy. It's numbers. But to the point you made earlier about MPP, we are badly bruised and all of that. 2024 was a terminal election. Okay, by and large, the NDC, given the record we have in this Fourth Republic, the NDC was supposed to win that election. We were, based on the good work that we did in the first 3 years and the difficulty that we have gone through and the measures we put in place, believing that those measures will result in the things we are seeing today, that the NDC is taking credit for. We felt that Ghanaians should give us the chance to continue so that by now we would have been realizing all of this because we had done the work. We had done the work. The DDEP, last I was talking to you about it, the DDEP that we did that was so painful that a lot of people were unhappy with that, especially the middle class. Okay, we're unhappy with that. That is materializing today. Ghana is benefiting from that, however painful that was. But we took those decisions. So our belief was that we wanted Ghanaians to trust us again with power in 2024 so that we can get Ghana to where we are now. NDC asked them, President Mahama, you played his voice, okay? But before that, I read about what he said at the First Sky anniversary celebration, where he's talking about how is it that the turnaround of our economy was a shock, right? That it is unprecedented, kind of, right? But that is expected. We knew that was going to happen because of the painstaking efforts that were put in. To date, from 2025 till now, you tell me a landmark intervention the NDC has made. Pretty much what they are doing is to holding and tightening the measures that have been put in place. Now, period.
On that, okay, so that's a different range of...
No, but I think you should find time for that.
Yes, we should. Yeah. We should. Just that I'm saying, you're using virtually the same delegate pool as 2024, right?
Yeah.
Virtually the same.
No. Expanded now.
Expanded.
Yes, it's expanded. So we have now you have former ministers who are now part of it, former constituency, regional, national executives part of it. Okay. You have former MPs who are part of it now. So largely the look and feel of the voter register that we use for the 2023 election has gone up.
Has gone up?
Yeah.
Slightly?
Reasonably, yes.
Reasonably?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are those who are saying, if you're using that, you already know the outcome as the last time. So you're doing this because if you do the same thing the same way, you can be guaranteed of the outcome you get. And that outcome is to get Dr. Bawumia elected. How do you respond to that? That is a good plan.
Do you know that the 2020 register that we used to vote in Ghana didn't change? We just added more to it.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So how is it that President Mahama could not win with that register? Even you can go back. Why did he not win with 2020 register but won with 2024 register?
But in this case,
the register.
You are an executive.
Yes.
There are many other executives.
Yes.
From the branch level all the way up who are voting.
Yeah.
Who are ordinarily supposed to be held accountable at the base before they even to decide whether or not they are good enough delegates to speak their voice. They haven't faced that accountability. You haven't faced that accountability. Now you're seeking to go back to elect a flag bearer who will now enforce his will on the party.
Not
that
necessarily.
You're trying to escape
He'll lead.
accountability. That's what you will do.
No. So here's the
So
thing.
you pick
There are
a flag bearer who will also help you maintain your position.
No two elections are the same. No two elections are the same. And you, Sena, sitting in that seat, you realize that no morning shows, no two morning shows are the same, right? So there are dynamics that comes to play. And so the idea that there would be a delegate pool that elected 2024 doesn't mean that they're just coming to rubber stamp an option. No, there are dynamics. That's how come you saw all the candidates crisscrossing the country. If that were the case, why would all these candidates be running around the country getting the feedback? I listened to Honorable Brian Champon the last time he was interviewed on one of the stations, I think multiple stations, talking about having done a profile of the delegates, and according to him, he's winning. Okay. So how do you balance that? So people are dynamic. I can guarantee you, Sena, this party has a spirit. Our party has a spirit, and at every material moment, it will manifest the person it wants to lead the party. Go all the way back to 1992, where Edubahi won, Kufuor contested, lost, okay, but contested against the same individual, won. Akufo-Addo contested Kufuor twice, and lost, and won when Kufuor was not in the race. You understand? So the party has a spirit, and no two elections are the same. What we have is 5 gentlemen who all of them are perfectly qualified to be better candidates to defeat the NDC, but our party has a responsibility to present one of them, and I believe the best among the 5 will win. And the person I vote for will be the one who will win.
That's Dr. Bauman.
This person I vote for is the one that will win.
Is that Dr. Bauman?
Well, you can conclude once anybody wins, that will be my candidate.
Okay, anybody who wins is your candidate.
I'm saying that the person I will vote for.
Okay, I
if
see.
it gets to a point where the person who wins is not my candidate, I'll tell you.
Well, thank you. And a big thank you for making time to join us in the studio. Richard Ahiagba'S, Director of Communications of the NPP.
Let's talk about the economy and the NDC formatting.
Yeah, I see. I am Sena Nombo. We'll see you tomorrow with another edition of the Gold Morning Conversation. From the team, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay tuned to Radio Gold 90.5 FM. Up next, DJ Kofi.
And then Maria Yabo, Dr. Simenya hepatitis B. Dr. Akosia Power Specialist Herbal Hospital. Hey, Yadia was Sanya Bini. What hepatitis? I hear someone word on Kwang Kron. Nancy Bibi for Quakency. One hepatitis award. What ya to be America? The UK Bruchimem. Nakas or Janoka. Sir, na fatally van fryer donchon. Ebeko, prostate, Sakompa,